What's up, guys? I'm here with Dawand Jones, Browns left tackle. So excited I got a chance to work with you here this week and try to impart a little bit of wisdom. But first things I want to know is, what were some off-season highlights for you?
I'm a big NASCAR, IndyCar guy, so ended up going to the Indy 500. I went to up to Michigan for a race, and then I went to Mid Ohio for a race as well, and also Texas. So those was my little stops I made, and just went out and checked out some of the races.
So you're kind of like a NASCAR groupie, like you're just following them all around the country, like a little super fan.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just I love seeing cars go fast. I have a fast car myself.
Really? What are we driving these days?
I drive a Hellcat. And
so you drive it from the back seat, obviously, because there's no Hellcat that would fit all 7'8" of you.
Sometimes, yeah, I'll just let somebody else drive. But,
you ever seen that movie? What is it, Blue Chip, where they like take the front seat out for the guy?
For Shaq,
they build
for Shaq, yeah.
So we've almost got Shaq out here at left tackle. Very blessed, the Cleveland Browns. So you came into training camp in really good shape. That was one of the things that people were talking about, and it's obviously a big deal. As a bigger guy, it's been hot, it's been humid. You got to be in really good shape for training camp. So what was some of the things that you were focusing on this offseason to make sure that you were ready to take over that left tackle spot?
Just my diet, that was the main thing. Also, lean body mass. Me and Kelsey, which is my nutritionist, worked really well this off season. That was the main part. It was just, getting that down packed. And if we can just, get down to less calorie intake and, just get more body mass and, more lean fat. And so I think that all helped out towards this season.
Was there anything that you were trying to exclude from the diet, or were you just trying to include more of the good stuff?
Less carbs. I love French fries, so that
okay. So you can't eliminate all the good stuff.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So I had to take out that. Lots of sugars. Just take that out too, and give yourself more protein. Just so you can bulk up a little bit more.
And how does your nutrition change once you're under the load of training camp? Because obviously you're burning 8,000 calories when you're out here, so you got to fuel your body so that you can go out and perform at your best. So how does it change really when you're now out here practicing?
When I get done, I get a shake. That really helps my protein as well. And then, just like you said, filling your body back up. That's the main part, is just getting those calories back in your system and just staying hydrated. I had a little heat exhaustion, but, I recovered the next day. I was fine.
I'm glad you're using a lot of Hall of Fame beef to make sure you get that protein intake in. That's always been the key, but you're switching from right tackle to left tackle, which is a challenging transition for a lot of guys. I mean, I was lucky in my career I never had to do it other than some spot duty during the Pro Bowl, but it really is, I think, one of the more challenging things, because you're really switching everything, not only with your body, but with your mind. But I think with about 3-4 months of opportunity to work on that, it's something that is definitely attainable. So how's that switch been for you?
It's tough, I go against the best every day with Myles, and it sucks, but I just try to embrace it, and I try to just get better every day. That's the only thing I can do. Only difference I would say is just the angles. A lot of the angles are different from the right side to left side, and but I'm an athlete. I just want to work through it and get better.
Yeah, and nowadays they don't only put their best rusher over the left tackle. You have just as many great rushers that are rushing over the right tackle. So as far as the level of competition, it's probably going to be similar, but you're not going to see anybody like Myles Garrett during the season. So how has that been going against him in training camp and making sure, like, I was getting beat by Myles in my last year, and he provides a challenge for anybody. So learning an ability to improve, even though maybe this guy's getting the better of you at times, like, how do you thread that needle and not let yourself get discouraged going against maybe the best pass rusher of all time in the NFL?
I kind of just go back to my dog days, OSU. I was going against Chase Young as a freshman, so I think that's like the mentality I had to revert back to. You can block Chase, you can block anybody, and you block Myles, you can block anybody. So I feel like I put myself back into that mindset of just keep grinding. It's going to keep getting better, and it's a long way from now.
Absolutely. So new coach, new OLine coach, Mike Bloomgren, coming in this year. What have you been able to take from him, and how is his approach maybe different and helps you as a left tackle?
It's pretty similar to Bill, force line, which is our, just our run blocking, and just pass pros, all kind of similar to, what Bill taught us. And, they're kind of under the same tree. So I kind of just take what Coach says and just implement in my game all the time, just knowing that he came from Bill, and, Bill basically kind of built me up.
Yeah. So playing against Joel Bitonio, now that you're playing on the left side, he was a guy that I was lucky to be able to play with for a number of years in my career, and He's put a lot of pelts on the wall, a lot of All-Pros, a lot of Pro Bowls. How does it help you as a guy that's transitioning to the left tackle for the first time, being able to play against an old head who's got a ton of experience and a ton of great play behind him?
I think the main thing is his feet. I love watching his feet. They're just nonstop buzzing, and I think that's the main thing I'm trying to figure out right now on the left side, just continue to buzz my feet. And Joe does a great job of it, and I just love the way he does it. And it reminds me of basketball. Being a basketball guy, and he also kind of is a basketball guy too. Yes, he's a little bit older, hasn't played in a while, but he is a basketball guy, and you can see it right there in his sets. And I just try to take that and implement it into my game.
So the offensive line room, you've got 4 old heads as starters, and the mix in the room and the chemistry is always different every year. What's the chemistry like, and how does everybody's role fit in this year's offensive line room?
I'm more so kind of like the young gun, vet-ish, so, I'm kind of like in the middle, but, I kind of try to sit back, take notes, ask questions as many as I can, just knowing that, like, I'm not a rookie no more, like, don't be afraid to ask questions or a second-year guy, but, this is your time. You need to ask these questions, get them down pat. I think it gives me more comfortable going into games, stuff like that.
Absolutely. So the fans are wondering, what should they be able to expect from our offensive line this year?
Tough, competitive, and as coach says, hard and toughness. And so that's the main thing.
And we're hearing a lot about maybe a little bit of a switch on offense, right? Obviously, last year before, Kevin Stefanski was trying to run an offense that was a little bit more in the shotgun, a little bit more pass heavy. And now they've said that they're going to go back to what Kevin was doing when he first got here, a little bit more under center, more of the outside zone play action, the pin pulls, the crack G's, things of that nature. How do you like this offense, and how do you think it fits with the guys that we got on offense?
It feels just like my rookie year, when we had that spark of just we could run the ball whenever we wanted to and nobody could stop us. And, when we get that going, it is, as a lineman, it's the greatest feeling ever. And so I feel good, I feel like there's a lot of stuff that's setting us up for the right direction.
Awesome. Thanks a lot, Dawand Jones, for being with me today. I'm excited to be around you all week, and it's going to be a lot of fun watching you this season. So thanks for being here today.
No, thank you for having me.